Joining me now to discuss this, pleased to have Mort Klein, national president of the Zionist Organization of America, and Dov Hikind, former New York State Assemblyman. He's also the founder of Americans Against Anti-Semitism. Gentlemen, such a pleasure to have you both. I mean, let's just face it. I mean, the nation's capital, they're just standing on a street, this beautiful couple gunned down, but also students at colleges, they don't feel safe if they're Jewish on campus. Mort, I'm going to start with you. We just heard the witness saying he was shouting "Free Palestine." Your reaction to this latest deadly anti-Semitism attack here in our great nation?
The chant of "Free Palestine" in Gaza is the new Heil Hitler chant. Gaza is free of Jews and soldiers. There are none there. Because this was done at a Jewish event, it makes it clear this was not about Israel. It's about Jews. Hamas and these people's supporters of Hamas' goal is to destroy Israel and murder every Jew. It's not about Israeli policies. And we have to double down on the campuses. When the kids are screaming, these Jew haters are screaming, global intifada, which means murder every Jew, river to the sea, which means destroy Israel. They must be expelled and arrested and deported. That's what has to happen. We have to double down and end this nonsense. We cannot continue to allow this. And in fact, the Arabs have been offered a state 4 times in the last 20 years. They turn it down every time. They've been offered a state. Yeah. The reason they turn it down, they won't sign a clause that says, we accept Israel as a Jewish state. They won't sign it. This is about destroying Israel and murdering Jews. It is not about a Palestinian state.
Yeah, very well said. And in New York, we saw arrests at Columbia yesterday, Dov. But then we also see on the left, you know, they use the terms genocide when discussing the war in Gaza. We have some posts on social media, AOC, Bernie Sanders. If we have those, we'll put them up. But, you know, there is clearly a danger. If you are Jewish and in America, you can be standing outside a museum and be gunned down. This has gone too far.
No question. This was inevitable. I mean, we've been watching and talking now for years. It's gotten worse and worse. The numbers speak for themselves. The hate that exists in this country on college campuses, Ivy League schools, professors, students, it's just beyond comprehension. So I can't say I'm totally shocked. It was only a question of time before we went to the next step where innocent people were being murdered in the streets. I mean, Jews are already getting beaten up. Jews already removed their yarmulkes, their Star of David. All of that is happening in this great country of ours. And Ocasio-Cortez, Bernie Sanders, and the rest of that ilk are responsible. They are part of the problem that has led to these tragedies. No question about it. Ocasio-Cortez is concerned about anti-Semitism. She's full of it. She's a fraud. It's outrageous. 2 young people murdered in the streets of the Capitol around the corner from the FBI office. What is happening in our country, for God's sake? I mean, thank God we have the Trump administration. But to undo what has happened over many, many years in this country, it's going to take a lot of work. But things are out of control. The Jewish community is in trouble in this country. Let's make that very, very clear. We've got a serious problem. I talk to people in communities, in the streets. They are very, very concerned. We should never be afraid.
As they should be.
We should be proud and we should be strong.
As they should be. We've seen businesses vandalized. You know, President Trump pulling the funding from some of these Ivy League institutions. Mort, pick up on what Dov was just saying. Bernie Sanders, AOC. What about, where's Chuck Schumer? I think he put out a statement today. But, I mean, there is a lack of outrage from the left, many say, about what is happening today in our country. And thank goodness this administration is putting out the message it's not going to be tolerated. Fullest extent of the law for this suspect.
Dov Hikind is right. No one in the Democratic Party, especially Chuck Schumer, has condemned AOC and Rashida Tlaib for their vicious lies against the Jewish state and against Jews. And Bernie Sanders' vicious lies against the Jewish state and against Jews. They not only must be condemned by the Democratic Party, they should be removed from every committee in Congress. They should not be allowed to have any say. If they were saying these types of things against blacks or gays, they'd be thrown out of every committee immediately, and the Democratic Party condemned them. When it comes to Jews, somehow they are not interested in condemning these people. So, yes, I condemn the Democratic Party, the Democratic leaders, Chuck Schumer, for not saying anything about these people. And by the way, when they scream genocide, do you know there are more Arabs living in Gaza now than 2 years ago before the war against Hamas began? So these are incredible lies that must be pushed back upon. That is for sure.
And we didn't even get into Ilhan Omar's daughter arrested for her actions at Columbia. It goes on and on. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your thoughtful words today in a time where so many don't feel safe and a tragedy unfolded in our nation's capital. Mort, Klein, Dov Hikind, appreciate you both.
Thank you,
Bianca.